Hello, I'm Chris, and this is my 1978 280Z, and today we're going to be removing the wiring from this car and the dash and some of the AC parts. We're not going to show everything in depth because I'm still learning about these cars, but just kind of showing you where I'm at. So we have the engine right there ready to go back in. So I was going through the wiring, and believe it or not, this video was only going to be about the ignition, the coil, ballast resistor, all that stuff, getting it ready, and you see what we're doing now. Giving this wiring a close look, it is overcomplicated, it's stupid, it makes no sense, and honestly I want it all out of here. So that's what it's supposed to look like in the car. This is what I got in the car. Shorted out the main positive wire, burned it all the way up through the harness, threw the ballast resistor away, nowhere to be found. This is just a total mess, total wreck. Found this on eBay for $30. It's cut off of a car. It looks complete, right? Well, this thing's wired up wrong, and this car wasn't running either. What a joke. So we're just rewiring the car to make it simple. We're still going to use all this stuff. So there's a group of relays on here. I'm not sure what all we're going to pull out. We might keep the ignition relay only. This is your ignition box under here. You could call it a ignition module if you wanted to, but I believe this is mechanical and not electronic. We're going to try to keep this on here. There's no reason to scrap this. We just need to simplify all that crap. You know, it's very confusing because the wires from the ignition system all go back through there, and the ignition box is inside the car, making it super complicated. So whenever you rewire a car, you don't need to mess with the headlights, tail lights, dash. None of that stuff for the car is messed with. You just kind of want to simplify stuff under the hood and clean it up the best you want. So we're not going to be messing with a lot of the wiring inside or around the car, just in here. So the fuel injection harness is right there. It's connected to a computer under the dash. You can see how something ate through the wires. If you look back there, they ate through the grommet and then got inside the car. So all the wires are chewed up. So we come under here, there's 2 bolts for the little kick panel, there's 2 bolts for the computer. Okay, kind of lift up on it. Just like that, we're unhooked from the computer. Let's see how the wiring is going to be able to be pulled out from under the hood completely. Now you're wondering, why in the world am I doing all this? Well, we are having very crappy weather, and it's supposed to rain for the next 3 days in a row, and I'm on vacation, and I don't like watching TV in the daytime. So I don't have an official shop. That's what I'm working on getting right now. But I do have places I can work under. I don't have to work outside. I just really enjoy it. I love working outside. For some reason, it's mainly the lighting, and then when the sun goes down, that's telling me to go inside and relax. So that one actually came out real easy. This one right here is the shit show. So everything gets marked the best it can, no matter what. I'm gonna sell all that on eBay, don't care about that. But we do mark every wire possible. And it doesn't matter how good your memory, how many pictures you take, you will forget where this stuff goes. Mark even stuff that seems like common sense. No, it's not. Mark everything. So another reason that I do this is because I want to familiarize myself with all the ground positions on the car, so that whenever I get this thing running, every single thing works on it. These cars have horrible grounding problems. I was getting 40 ohms of resistance from the battery to the engine. It made absolutely no sense. And this is where the shit show begins. All this crap in here. Look at this. What is this? Why did they put that in here? Look, somebody wrote wiper. I don't know how the hell they did that, because that thing goes way up in there. It's so ridiculous. So in case you don't watch my videos, I understand all this stuff 100%. We are keeping the relays, just not these relays. And we're going to simplify everything in a panel where you can reach it. This stuff right here, this crap was all the way in there. There's not even a way to get to it. The reason this became a shit show is because this right here is not part of the harness that we're pulling out. So what that means is I got to pull the dash on this car, and I did not want to do that right now. This is perfectly fine. We don't have to upgrade that in any way. We just need to clean all this crap out of the harness. And I'm not gonna lie, I was having some anxiety about starting this car, and now it's gone, because look at this. Where would you even start on that? It has an ignition relay somewhere on there. And these 2 plugs right here, oh my God, I almost lost my mind. Thought they were glued. We mangled it up. They're still usable, but be very careful. You can hurt yourself taking these out. Now, the harness can just push through there. It's completely disconnected. I'm gonna pull that dash off camera. So the fuel injection harness actually comes over here to the battery. This is your fuse link. They added it to the harness. Hopefully I can sell all this stuff on eBay. And that looks way better. Damn. I love working on cars. It's my hobby and my passion. So the air conditioner system on this car was 100% complete and 100% intact. So what that means is if you can get every single piece off without damaging it, you can sell it on eBay as a complete set. Who knows, might be worth $500. And I'm also recording it so whoever buys that AC system can see it's coming straight off of the car. So that rain's starting to come in. Let's check the engine bay out. Cleaned it up the best I can. Looks a lot better. The dashboard only took about 30 minutes to completely remove. So the dash wiring just unhooks right there. You have to drop the steering column. 2 bolts right there, and then those 4 on the firewall have to be completely removed. You drop the column because the dash actually slides in there. Remove the speedometer cable. There's no wires and crap holding it right here like most cars. It's all connected right there. The dash is heavy though. Warning, that dash is super heavy. If you have a super clean car, you better take all precautions, get that stuff out, tape it all up, because you will hit the freaking dash right here for sure. So be careful. So I actually wanted to repair the dash anyway. Those cracks on it, man, they just bother me. They look so ugly and so bad. And I did that to go through all the wiring. I check every single circuit. Everything has to work perfect on my cars, whether they're finished or not. I don't care. So I'm gonna carefully remove all that without breaking it, and it's gonna go in that set. Every time I work on cars, this cat shows up. I don't abuse animals, but if it starts clawing that steering wheel, I might just start. I just removed the air conditioner part of this car. All this other stuff stays intact. Don't pull any of these vacuum lines off. There's a vacuum reservoir under the hood that controls that right there. This flap is going to go like that. The heater core is under it for our heater. Our heater, we're keeping that. We're not taking the whole thing off. In my opinion, I can make money on that. And I don't drive cars like this unless the weather's perfect and I can roll the windows down. And I just noticed there's a tinted windshield in this car. That's kind of weird. So I have all the AC stuff completely intact. I'm gonna ask about $500 free shipping for this on eBay. And this system is kind of weird because it blows the air right through this part, like right into your face from the AC. It's crazy. This is a little condensation tube. We know somebody out there needs that. See, we're not running EGR on the car, but this little shield right here, probably can get about $20 for that on eBay. I just got my custom hood hinges installed. I only paid $800 for them. Look, here to help again. Man, $800 for them hinges? Man. Nah, it's just propped up with a shovel. All right, so let me go ahead and get the rest of the wiring out. So anybody out there saying, man, you went too far, man, you went too crazy, dude, you're going too crazy. Well, this car had mice or rats in it or something, chewed all the wires up. I need to see every single wire. I want you to see that right there. If I would not have taken this out and I'd be driving this car, that is our ventilation blowing right into my face. I would be breathing that. What the frick? And that's why I take the time and go through all this stuff, because that could be blowing in my mouth. And if you haven't checked yours out, that could be blowing in your mouth. Look at that. That is actually scarier than anything I've seen in a movie ever in my life. I don't even want to touch that. And what's so weird is that as soon as I got all this in here, it started pouring down rain where I can't even be out there anymore. So before you think I'm crazy, what are you doing, man? You're ripping the whole car apart. Man, I've been doing this kind of stuff for 20 years. I used to buy cars like that and I would part them out in the early days of eBay, and I would sell every single part on the car. Just get used to taking the stuff off the way it comes off, and I did not cut a single wire or damage a single thing taking it off. None of it. Everything came out perfect. The dash only took me about 30 minutes to get that dash out. It was surprisingly easy. So we didn't have an engine in the car. Of course, that made it super easy. But the EFI wired harness, it probably took an hour max to get out. The regular engine harness, I'm not going to lie, it takes about an hour and a half to get it out because you have to go inside the car and mess with it. So I'm probably going to put the 280Z fuel injection, everything, the intake, complete, all the sensors, the wired harness and everything. Probably going to put it on eBay for $500. I'm sure somebody out there restoring a car could use all this. So in case you don't know, don't ever be stupid. So many people can't wait to get this stuff off their car, and they will literally open the trash can and throw this in there. Not only are you screwing somebody that might desperately need this harness, you're cheating yourself out of money. Even if you don't care about money, we all need it. We all use it. So on the low end, $25, just help somebody out. High end, $100, $150 if it's complete and in good shape like this. And if you're building a car, you definitely don't want to throw this away because you have a whole bunch of wires, a whole bunch of stuff in here, plugs, terminals, ends. You know, another thing is don't give your stuff away, throw it away, or sell it too fast. We need to put this in a box until we get the car running and wired. Then we can get rid of this when we no longer need it. But right now, I don't know if I need it or not. So this is our main engine wiring harness for the car. We have to have this on here. We're going to go through it and lighten it up, take anything out we don't need, and also give us extra circuits, extra wires that we will need in the future. So if you have one of these Z cars, you see that, that's your fuse links. This was just a cheaper way instead of putting fuse or a fuse box. It's just a piece of undersized wire that's going to burn if this thing shorts out. So fusing is one of those things that people get brainwashed on. I have an automotive fusing explained. Go check that video out. So we took all the wires out because I'm going to do a lot of videos on basic wiring. We're going to wire this car up like a 1929 Model A, and it's going to work perfect while we're working on this in the background. So all this stuff, I'm going to end up selling it. We don't need any of these relays. We're going to replace them with modern relays that you can buy at freaking auto parts store. Walk in there and buy them. We don't need these rare oddball things on our car. So when we get to that ignition video, we're going to be wiring this up with the HEI 5-pin ignition module, just like a 4-pin. And then we're also going to do an MSD box in that video. We're also going to try to get this factory one working. So our red and green from our magnetic pickup coil, we have the key on, black with a white stripe, ground. And then this is the negative wire going back to our tach somewhere. Another weird thing is there's people that are just so anxious to get this out of their car. They don't want it. What is wrong with it? What's so bad about it? If it's mechanical and it works, then I'm going to try to keep it in there. So stay tuned for that. This is our wire to our tach. Look at that. Something was eating on it. We have to look at every single wire in this harness. Look at this. Something was eating this plastic. Why? Why would you want to eat this? What's wrong with you? So I'm making a prediction that this harness right here is going to be reduced about 50%. It's going to have that much extra crap on here that we don't need. Let's take a look at that dash. So we're also going to have a dash video or two going through this thing 100%, understanding every single little thing in here. So the speedometer is free and it is moving the needle. That's good. Our tach. Hopefully this guy did not burn the freaking tachometer up in this car. I'm going to be so mad. So this is unplugged in here. That's messed up because the clock is actually cracked. And I bet you they were like hitting the clock or something and it was never even plugged in from the factory. That's messed up. So that also means that it could have never been plugged in and be brand new and work perfect. That's awesome. The dashboards on these cars is actually really cool looking. There's nothing bad to say about it at all. See how that clock is cracked? Probably from somebody going caveman style on it, cracked it. Hopefully we can get the lens and hopefully it's never been plugged in. It works perfect. So my cars, every single dash light, every gauge works 100%. I grew up around people that would be driving a car with no speedometer, no gas gauge, and that was just normal. That is bullshit. Get off your ass and fix your gauges. There's nothing to it. We're going to be going over every single gauge on this Z car and understanding them 100% so they all work on your car. Even this is gonna work, even though I don't believe in smoking inside a car. Vents looking good. All the vents look good. We are gonna put a double din. I got that idea from somebody's video. I didn't know it would fit, but it does. Little logo thing is good. Glove box is fine. All this is fine. Ew, what the heck? Ew. So the bottom of the dashes look good. And another Galaxy far away, the dashes crack at the bottom where you don't see them. But in ours, they crack at the top. So in case you don't know how they get like that, it's from the sun. It just bakes it non-stop. And then I think the chemicals evaporate or break down out of the plastic or vinyl, and this is what you get. This dash is a lot thinner than I thought it was. It looks like it might be a pain in the butt to do this one. Like we're gonna have to cut these out real big and back the crap out of them. I think Sprayway Customs is in Alabama. If I lived closer to him, I swear I would take this freaking dash down there and pay him whatever he needs to get this thing done, because I don't have the time to mess with this. I don't have any time for anything. You know, he'd watch my videos every now and then, but I think he quit watching me because maybe he hates the Datsun. I don't know. No, but if he did live close, I would take it to him, but I'm gonna go. I can do this kind of stuff. You know, they make carpets for these and they have this plastic cover. The plastic cover doesn't look that bad. But once you see it and notice it, you can't erase it from your mind, and it looks crappy. They sell some carpets, some suede covers, but are they gonna cover all the way up to there? I don't know. I can't take that risk. Is it gonna come all the way down here? I'm not sure. Don't know. Can't risk it. Man, how much money did they save only putting 5 digits on that odometer like that? That sucks. I hate that. 78,000, 178, 278. I bet you the car did have a 178,000. That's just what it looks like to me. All right, so just kind of giving you an idea of what I've been doing on the Datsun, because when we drop that engine in there, I want every single thing to work perfect on this car, because I'm going to be driving this car. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.